Now, are you looking to move to Santa Rosa Beach and you would like to own your own little piece of paradise? Well, you're in luck because today we are going to talk about having your own dream home here in the Santa Rosa Beach area. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Bueno.
I'm Tim Whitmore.
And we are here with the Whitmore Group, LPT Realty in the Destin-Fort Walton Beach area. Thank you so much for stopping by our channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap on that bell just so you're notified every time we do a new video so you don't miss out on all the cool information that we give you about this area. Because we do have a lot of people that reach out to us because they are getting ready to relocate here, or they want to invest in property here, or just have general questions to see if this area is even right for them. So if you fall into any of those categories and need some help, feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a phone call, shoot us a text, an email, or comment on this video, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. We will definitely have your back when you're buying property here in the Destin-Fort Walton Beach and surrounding areas.
That's right. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about Santa Rosa Beach and your dream beach town. Woo! All right. So when we talk about Santa Rosa Beach, it's not just the area that we call 30A. Right, so Santa Rosa Beach is that entire area that's just south of Freeport and kind of moves its way over towards Panama City. However, when we're talking about having the beach home, we're talking about the Route 30A. And that, well, depends on who you talk to. Typically starts at Dune Allen, but those people in Miramar Beach want to say it starts there. I don't know. I think it starts where 30A is at, but that's just me. So what are some places that are the beach towns? Well, I got them for you. So first off is Dune Allen. So we're going to work our way from the Miramar Beach area. So we're going to go west all the way out to east, all the way out to Panama City Beach. So Dune Allen would be your first stop. As you continue rolling down that way, you'll hit Golf Place. Golf Place is actually really interesting. You wouldn't even know it was there, and then you pop up and there's these watercolored looking buildings everywhere, a bunch of shops. You're like, what is going on here? Absolutely beautiful. And you continue down, you'll hit the Blue Mountain Beach. Although I have never seen the Blue Mountain from the land. I think you got to be on a boat to be able to see that.
Yeah.
But it's usually because of the flowers, the blue flowers that were on there. It's not really a mountain, but Florida will call anything a mountain. So as you continue down, it's a little bit longer of a drive. You'll hit Grayton Beach. Grayton Beach is absolutely beautiful. It's got one of those like kind of laid back, I don't know. I'm going to say hippie town, but don't quote me on that.
I think eclectic is a word you like to use too.
Ooh, it could be eclectic. Yeah, that's a good one too. As you continue from Grayton Beach, you also have Grayton Beach State Park. Great area out there, really nice amenities. If you want to get your RV, park in there, go hiking, all sorts of great stuff, and just beautiful, beautiful water and everything. But that's kind of everywhere from where we go from here. Then you'll head down the street to hit Watercolors and Seaside. Seaside's actually where my wife and I will go for staycations.
Nice.
Yeah, because they got the big amphitheater that's out there. So wasn't there a movie that was shot out there?
There was. It was Jim Carrey, Truman Show.
Truman Show, that's right. So it's absolutely gorgeous out there. All the different amenities that you saw there, the little amphitheater, food trucks, great restaurants, and that could be said for most places out here. So as you move down, it becomes a little bit more sparse as you get out to Seagrove area and down to Water Sound, and then a very unique area that you're going to approach, which is all whitewashed and just the most pristine place that you'll ever see. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that Alice Beach?
It's Alice Beach.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's probably the most affluent area that you're going to see in 30A. It's very unique. There's a lot of arts in this area. Just going out on a day trip and just walking around, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I think the last time that I think we were both down there, they were still doing constructions. You're like, this is still just the most gorgeous beach town I think I've ever seen. So as you exit, heading again towards Inlet Beach, that area, you're going to go by Seacrest, which is kind of a smaller area, but still really nice. And then it rolls right into Rosemary Beach, which is very interesting. It kind of looks like it has German influences or some sort of European influence throughout there. You wouldn't even know it was there if you went off and took a right and went in the parking lot. Like, wow, I didn't even know this existed here. But very gorgeous infrastructure, really great restaurants that they have out there. And then head down a little bit further, you hit into Inlet Beach, which is a little bit more relaxed. It reminds me a little bit more of Panama City Beach without, the Panama City Beach feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how else to describe it.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. That's right.
So is Santa Rosa Beach a nice place to live? I mean, well, if you like, white sandy beaches and beautiful sunsets and sunrises and while you're sitting on the beach, then I would definitely say so. Great place to live. I mean, the natural beauty of Santa Rosa Beach is just absolutely breathtaking. A lot of people just like to go out for walks again, just to enjoy the sunset.
Yep.
If you can catch it, because some people may not catch that sunrise because they're not willing to get up that early. But as you become a resident in the area, you'll grow to appreciate it and, set your alarm clock to make sure you catch that beautiful sunrise. Now, as far as the climate, that's a huge concern, especially for people that are, more used to the weather up north. Mm-hmm. Very different down in this area. I mean, we do have the hot summers here and mild winters, so you would definitely be able to ditch the winter coats and snow boots. You won't need them out here in this area. I mean, you can, but you just look a little crazy, look a little on the crazy side. And just the general lifestyle of the area too. It's laid back. Outdoor oriented. If you like to be outdoors, you can definitely, there's lots of areas. What I love to see too is a lot of people are renting scooters and bikes.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to own one. You can just rent one and just go to town, literally just go to each town, all the towns that you mentioned, and just take a stroll. And it's dog friendly as well. A lot of people out there walking their dogs. You talked about going on a staycation out there. I have talked about that too with my husband. It's just a matter of actually doing it, because I do want to go to a place where you can bring your dog. And I really do think this area is definitely perfect for that. It does have a strong sense of community as well. It's known for its welcoming and tight-knit community. And of course, it's a high ranked in as far as livability and definitely walkability as well. There's lower crime rate in that area. Of course, that's very important for people to want to know. There's a lot of people that are looking to retire, but they don't necessarily want to live in the Destin or Miramar, the more crowded areas, and venture out to Santa Rosa Beach. And of course, Panama City Beach is like a little bit much for as far as the retirement age for some people that I've spoken with, because we all know,
never know.
PCB has a little bit of a reputation, but that is what it is. So as far as being in the more relaxed community, Santa Rosa Beach is definitely a great option as far as being able to enjoy just a more quietly back lifestyle and enjoy the different areas again that Tim mentioned, with things to do and places to go, lots of restaurants and places to go, even ice cream shops, coffee shops as well, for those that like to do that. There's people that don't go bar hopping, they'll go coffee shopping.
You just get really wired by the end of the day.
Yes.
I need some iced coffee, decaf. No, when you talk about community, you can also see that with the different events and festivals that they do throw. Most of the time you're going to see them in the spring, but most of the ones that I've seen that have been very popular are in the fall. If you really want to see how that community comes together, just go to any one of those events, and I think you'll really get a sense of that. Yeah. So speaking of the beaches, exploring some of the beaches in Santa Rosa, even though we kind of live over towards the Destin side, there is a certain beauty that comes with the beaches that are out in Santa Rosa. It is this, there's not a lot, if any, condos that you're going to find until you get to about Inlet Beach. And most of it's just residential that's around there. And they're not more than maybe 3 stories tall. I think there's a hotel or 2 that's out there. But you're not going to see big complexes. And because of that, you're going to see just these lush forests that go and brush up against white sand beaches. And when you see that, you're also going to see the emerald colored water that's on there. And it's breathtaking as you go down and you just walk through like a path through the woods like you're going hiking, and all of a sudden this oasis opens up in front of you. And if you're not used to it, heck, I'm still not used to it after a decade of being here. It just is absolutely phenomenal. The one thing about our beaches, if you haven't been here, is the sand. It's white. It's not, we didn't doctor the photos, I promise, okay? But it is white sand. It's almost like when you walk on it, you can hear it kind of creaking, when you're walking, all right? That's just how fine the sand is here. And it's kind of nice too because it won't get overly hot, but it gets hot enough here that it still will get hot. But it is picturesque would be the best way
Yes.
to describe it any time of the day. And if you can get out to get the sunrise or sunsets, again, you're gonna get hooked.
Yes.
By going out here. Are the waters actually that color? Absolutely, they're still that crystal clear color throughout. The reason being is that most of the water comes in through Louisiana from the Mississippi that dumps in here, and it's got all that stuff that it's picked up, but then the ocean kind of filters it out. By the time it gets down here, combined with the algae that's in the water, it becomes this emerald color and it's clear. And if you'd like to go snorkeling, boating, or anything like that, you're going to be in heaven.
All right, now let's talk about affordability. Again, that's a very important topic for most. So is Santa Rosa Beach expensive? Well, it just really depends on your budget on what you consider expensive, which is why I do want to cover some of the different prices, the different price points of different areas. Do have a lot of numbers to throw out to you guys. So just going through the different areas that Tim had mentioned earlier, we'll start with Dune Allen, just to get an idea, the price points for these different areas. So Dune Allen, the median price point for a home is $932,000. So some of you may be like, oh, that's not too bad. And some of you might be like, what? Again, depends on your price point. But again, you're going to be paying for just that lifestyle of being able to live in that area around the beautiful beach. And at the high, the price point would be at $10.5 million. I think when we went to Alice Beach, we went into an open house that was listed at that price range. Remember that?
In Alice, I think it was close to 40 mil is what that
was
posted.
I
Yeah.
was like 10. We took some guesses and we were way off.
Way off.
So yes, very, very big. And I'm sorry, that wasn't 10.5. It was 8.9 million for Dune Allen. But still, that's a lot of money there. Mm-hmm. And at the low, it's $302,000. So let's not rule out those of you that do have a budget on the lower end. So there could be something out there for you as well. So $302,000 at the lower end. Now Gulf Place, the median price point there is $919,000. With the high, that's the one being at $10 million, and the low being at $370,000. So we're starting to see us, being still there in the 300 to 400 range out in the area. Blue Mountain Beach. But not necessarily blue mountains. The median price point out here, it's a little bit higher at 1.07 mil, with the high being at 13.2 million, with the low being at 400. So it's still affordable there. Grayton Beach, the median price point is at 1.99 million, with the high being at 5.5. So a little bit of a closer price range there as far as being in the millions, but you're still at the 400 range here too. I'm sorry, at the 650. So you're a little bit higher when it comes to the low point. So Grayton Beach does have a little bit up there on the price range scale there. Watercolor, your median is at 2 million. At the high being at 6.8, with your lowest average being at the 1.3 million.
Makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, that seems just about right for watercolor. Seaside, which is one of my favorite areas there, doesn't look like I'll be living there anytime soon, because the median price point is at $3 million here. And the high being at $13 million, with the lowest being at $975. So we can see the price kind of creeping up here as far as the lower ends too. Seagrove, the median price point is at $990,000, with the high being at 11.3. The lower end, however, is only at $220,000. Yeah, so we have some people that might be able to pull out some cash for that one. Watersound, yeah. Watersound, you are at 1 million at the high, and at median, the 11 million at the highest, 11 million. And the low end at 650,000. Alice Beach, that was the one that's pretty high.
Yep.
You're right. This one at the highest was 19.9 million.
That's the one that sold. So the one was still for sale. So that's still, we don't know what happened.
With the low being at 415. So you don't necessarily need to rule out Alice Beach if you think you have to have millions.
So what was the average median?
Oh, for Alice Beach was at 3.7.
3.7. Yeah. Okay.
Seacrest average is 1.39. Yeah, some of these starting to look the same. 13 million for Seacrest. The low end being 670. Rosemary. I've had a lot of people inquire on that lately.
Yeah,
very
Rosemary
interesting.
Beach, yeah.
Yeah, Rosemary, the median is 1.8, with the high being at 24 million.
24 mil.
Yes.
Must have been a beautiful, beautiful home.
Yeah.
Right there on the beach.
With the low end being at 279. So just very interesting to see how these prices are ranging from 279 to 24 mil. In Inlet Beach, we have a median at 1.7 million, with the high being at 14 million, at the low end being at 460. So definitely don't want to rule out these places, depending on your budget. So make sure you connect with us to be able to determine what exactly you can get within your budget.
And I think an interesting note there as well is that we do see a big disparity in some of these prices. But the reason being is that, we saw one for 24 million. Clearly that's going to be sitting probably on the highest point in Rosemary Beach that's overlooking the Gulf. And it's got the pool, the 5-car garage, all the amenities that you would expect for that price point. But you also have other ones that are technically in, Santa Rosa Beach, and that is going to be kind of in the back part, maybe backed up to Highway 98. And that's going to be dictated for that price as well. So we kind of have to look at it that way of if you're going to be right on the water, right next to or in certain amenities, like we talked about in Seaside, if you were in one of those or around like the amphitheater area, to see what those sort of price points were, just to give you a little bit more insight of why that looks that way.
Right.
All right, so next thing we want to cover is the question, is Santa Rosa Beach crowded? And strangely enough, with all the things that we had mentioned, it's really not that crowded. You can go in the peak times, which is usually around 4th of July in our area, and you won't find a whole lot of it. And I think it's interesting because it has some sort of a balance, like a delicate balance between tourism that comes in and then the people that come here for their second homes, or just want to maintain that sort of beach lifestyle during that time of year. And because of that, tourism still plays a big role in there. However, we still have a lot of people that live there full time that want to be part of those different types of communities. I think what it is that they like to balance popularity with that relaxed atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So because of that, I think that generates a certain crowd. Like, you're not going to get the Panama City Beach crowd that we had mentioned earlier that would necessarily hang out there and crowd the beach because of probably the affluence and just the atmosphere that those people are looking for. Some of those advantages, obviously, from not being overly crowded is to enjoy that sort of tranquil, just peaceful environment. And that's what people go for. And it really, if you're looking to move here or have a second home here or summer home, what have you, it really has a stronger sense of community when you do go to those certain places. So it's really, really different to be part of this community. Obviously, you're going to pay it, but if you ask these two, I'd say it's totally worth it.
Of course. All right, so let's sum it all up. Do we think that Santa Rosa Beach would be a great place to live and be able to purchase your dream home? I'd definitely say so.
I'm going to say yeah.
Whatever your price point is, I would say so. So if you're looking to move to the area, again, we would definitely love to help you out with that, so that way you would have that opportunity to be able to enjoy the natural beauty of Santa Rosa Beach, and just enjoy the beautiful sunrises and sunsets that everybody loves to talk about, and soak situate your feet into that sand. Mm-hmm. I love how Tim explained it because it's literally how it is. So it's different than stepping your feet into the snow. It's different with the white sand. I've had someone talk about that too, that they've never been on the sand before. It was always just snow. So huge move for them coming down here to Florida. Just to be able to enjoy the vibrant coastal community, very welcoming, laid back. I would definitely say Santa Rosa Beach is a great option for those families that are looking to relocate to the area.
Absolutely.
All right, well, if you guys have any questions or want to know more about the Santa Rosa Beach area, feel free to let us know. You can leave us a comment below. Don't forget to like and share this video with anyone you know that would be interested in purchasing a dream home in Santa Rosa Beach as well. Again, I am Stephanie Bueno.
I'm Tim Whittemore.
And we will see you guys later.
Take care.
Bye. I like to get that.
So you're thinking about investing in Shalimar, Florida, and you're wondering what are some tips and strategies? How can I invest in the real estate side for Shalimar? Well, in this video, we're going to go over all that you need to know, plus a little bit more. So if this is what you're after,